Good afternoon and welcome to our interview session on the morning drive. My name is Ugbebo Ikikwa and I have with me in the studio Dr. Emmanuel Egariba. You're welcome.
Yes, as usual, I want to say, happy Thursday. We're looking forward to a very beautiful weekend and a very beautiful election.
Well, we actually truly are looking forward to Saturday the 21st, Edo gubernatorial elections. Well, before we delve deep into the interview proper, we're going to take this little break. Well, thanks for staying tuned. And if you're just joining in, like I said, this is the interview segment of the Morning Drive on Providence Television International. We'll be looking at this topic, Inec in focus, Edo Guba elections. Quite so many expectations from Inec. And Dr. Egariba, do you think it is because of the past antecedents of the Inec as regards elections that there is this high expectation as regards this forthcoming elections from the Inec?
Yes, Inec, they hold the ace. Whether we like it or not, they hold the ace. If the election will go well, if it's going to be contrary, it is Inec, more or less Inec. And what we have always seen is that where elections go awry, there is always a collusion between Inec and maybe security forces. And those elements will probably deliberately want to shortchange the system. And as people have often said, you cannot rig successfully without the collaboration of Inec, okay? Which is true. Inec is in the eye of the storm in this election because there have been so many misgivings as to the effectiveness of their operations, their level of preparedness, and their tenacity to ensure that everything goes well. And that's the expectation. I mean, this election, for example, that's the expectation of all the Edo people, whether you belong to Party A or Party B or Party C. Although there might be some elements within some political parties who might want to shortchange the system for their own selfish gains. And I've always said that the party that is not prepared is the one that wants to rig. It's the one that wants to bring in talks and all of that. Because if you prepare very well and you know the chances of your candidate, what is the point? And these misgivings have been extended to even the militarization of the whole process, which is not necessary. I mean, I'm an advocate of a demilitarized process. Okay, so, but we are looking forward to a very good election. There's no reason why the election should not be free, fair, credible. Credibility is the word, really. And that's why people believe that Professor Mahmood, we'll show the picture shortly, Professor Mahmood is the one who is really in the middle of it all. All sorts of things have been said against this man, arising from the last election. This is an opportunity for him as a person and as a public officer to ensure that things are done properly. Because, look at it for instance, it's an off-cycle election, meaning that all other states are looking forward to this election. And I think I can explain it off. Edo State is such a special state. This is the state that has produced Anthony Nahoro, is the state that has produced Bemudia, is the state that has produced so many people of importance and integrity. This is the state that has produced Abebe. I mean, these are icons. This is the state that has produced Ambrose Folosho Ali of blessed memory. This is the state that has produced men and women of importance across board in this country. So we cannot reduce this state to rubbles. No, we cannot, because it must the spillover would be terrible. So I expect that INEC will play up his game properly. Professor Mahmood, as I said, has a chance of relaundering the image of INEC through this election. Let the winner win convincingly. I think that's the appropriate word to use. Convincingly. Let it be known that whoever wins has won convincingly. At the end of the day, we will get all the accolades. Yes. I want to see people applaud him.
Okay.
Yes, I want to see people applaud Professor Mahmood. Not to deride him, not to put him in fetters. All right?
Well, talking about applause for Professor Mahmood, let us look at the front page of the New Telegraph, where we have the screaming header: Nigerian Air Force begins a lift of poll materials. We'll take this one by one. Expectations as regards fair play. Well, that is on the New Telegraph. Nigerian Air Force begins a lift of poll materials. In the past, we've always had situations where even by 12-1, polling materials haven't even gotten to the polling stations. But we're getting confirmation now that there's already an airlift, so the materials are ready. And so what's your opinion on this?
What does that even tell you? It tells you that the situation on our roads is very bad. They used to come by road.
Yes.
Sometimes, and most times actually, they'll come by road with escorts, of course. But this time, the roads are so bad, they could be ambushed. Yes, they could easily be ambushed because of the nature of our roads. So, INEC has scored a point there, I think, by airlifting the materials, all right? So, we expect that the materials will be intact. They should not just stop at the point of discharge. They should also ensure that the roads to the interiors are well guarded. Right. And I think that's where the military comes in. To be sure that there are no incursions from very terrible elements. We want to be sure that these materials get to where they're supposed to be and not hijacked along the route. Okay? I mean, like many Nigerians, I want to believe that these election materials will not go into the wrong hands, particularly the ballot papers, which are INEC materials, by the way. The materials are INEC materials, and they should not be found in the living room of political chieftains.
Yes.
No, they should not. They should be well guarded. They are security materials, just like currencies. Usually what they do is to take them to central bank for safekeeping, and from there they are moved to the local government areas. I want to see a very smooth operation, hitch-free operation, right? And at the end of the day, as I keep saying, we should be able to applaud INEC and INEC officials. I understand that as many as 18,000 ad hoc staff have been recruited to do the job, even though I believe that immediately after this election, they should recruit their own staff rather than ad hoc staff. Yes. Ad hoc staff, they may not be stakeholders, really. Yes, we just pick them from here and there. But I want a situation where, after one election, or a major election, or a national election, they should have their own staff. Let them be staff of INEC, well trained, with the right mental attitude to be able to handle elections. This election is very sensitive. It's very, very sensitive. And if INEC does not get it right, good luck.
Well, let us actually hope that INEC gets it right, because if they don't, the consequences are quite unimaginable. We'll move down to the front page of the Punch newspaper, where we have expectations as regards fair play. Still on the same discussion. Well, on that same Punch newspaper, 5,000 BVAs. INEC deploys 5,000 BVAs.
5,000 beavers, that's a huge number, meaning that we are not likely to have glitches. Because the last election, they complained about these same beavers, and some of them did not work. But 5,000, meaning that there could be extras, right? As backup, as it were. So let it be that at the end, we don't have disruptions. I mean, in terms of technical disruptions, like glitches and things like that. I mean, you are a Nigerian. You heard all sorts of things, all sorts of stories.
Regards,
during the last election.
the last
I mean,
election.
people running away with equipment and things like that. People not being at their position, you know, and they allowed people, some other people, to come and manipulate and things like that. We don't want to hear this. This is a milestone election, and it's a testing ground for INEC's propriety and efficiency. So they must play according to the rules. The rules are very clear in the Electoral Act. The rules are very, very clear. You don't shortchange to suit your own temperament. So we look forward to a very good and positive election, you know, and the election results must come early. Because we have just 18 local government areas in Edo State, just 18, and we don't have riverine areas as such, probably just in Ovia area and maybe some parts of Ologbo in Bobaoka. Otherwise, a state like Delta, I mean, look at Delta, for instance, many riverine areas which create technical problems, as it were. But in Edo State, we have more upland than riverine areas. And except that maybe the roads are pretty bad, but that can be overcome with ease. The roads are bad, we know that. But at the same time, there should be contingency plans for the movement of materials. Yes, this is where security agencies will play a very major role. They should escort these materials to their places of destination. Right. So I'm very positive, I'm very optimistic that this election will go well. I should urge religious leaders who do not compromise. Many of them have compromised. Religious leaders, this is the time for them to pray for a successful election on the 21st of September. And barring any, in sports we say injury time, barring any unforeseen circumstances, I think the result should be out early on Sunday morning.
Yes.
Should be out. 18 local government areas, hopefully, yes, should be out with the best of intentions.
Okay,
Right. So,
yes, talking about results coming out early, this is quite a very sensitive issue. The Regional Electoral Commissioner, the REC, there have been insinuations from one of the political parties that there might be a compromise on the part of the REC based on his relationship with another top government official. What's your take on this?
well, they have a right to say that. But I think Professor Mahmood has replied that he's not a voter. You know, if there are such insinuations, then all eyes must be on such an officer to be sure that he's not going to compromise. All eyes. They said they are not going to change him. All right. So that's one. That's a different ball game altogether. There are suspicions. People circumspect in all situations, but I believe that if the officer knows his onions, he should not compromise. He should not, because that will make room for the people out there to believe what one of the parties has said at the end of the day. Okay. So, but I have often said it. I've often asked myself, why must people do things that are contrary to the law and to their conscience, the basis of morality? Law and morality, they are involved. Those two elements, they are involved in this election. Law because there's a statute. Okay, the Electoral Act is a law, and they must follow the provisions of the law to the letter. On the issue of morality, you are not even talking of money exchanging hands at the polling.
We'll get there.
The polling units.
We'll get there.
Openly, that should stop. Honestly, I mean, that should stop, and people who do that. That's where I think that the president must put his feet down properly to be sure, whether it's coming from APC or whatever, or PDP or any party for that matter, they should be arrested to serve as a deterrent to people. You don't have to give money, you distribute money on election day. If you are going to give money which was not necessary, which could not have been necessary anyway, why must it be on election day if you are sure of yourself? So, but that's only one part of the issue. The other part is people must get to know the results from the polling units.
Okay.
These things are open, you record. And one of the parties has said that they have armed their supporters.
Oh, you're in support of that. That the voters should wait and listen.
They should defend their vote. Why?
Okay. Okay.
They should defend their votes. What the law is saying is they keep a distance.
Okay.
But when the ballot papers are being counted, they move close enough. But they should keep some distance. They're here. I mean, some of them record these things. Thank God for the social media. They record. And the law says paste. There's a board there. You paste. And people go there, they snap these things. Right? And I know that some of the parties have their own situation room.
Yes.
They have their situation room where they just download and send these things, upload rather, and send these things up. So we are looking forward to putting technology to work.
Okay.
Yes, it will aid us a great deal. Right? There should be no glitches. We pray for good weather. I don't believe that people can cause the rain to fall and all of that. I overheard somebody say this morning that rain will fall that day, so that there could be room for manipulation and all sort of things. I mean, that's rubbish. That's rubbish. Because if people are willing to exercise their franchise, they will defy the rain.
The rain, exactly.
They will defy it. Why? We will defy the rain to be sure that things are done properly.
Exactly.
And that's what I think should happen. We're not praying for rain anyway, but we are not in control of the elements.
Exactly.
Okay, so we're looking forward to a bright day, a very beautiful day. And I urge people go out, in spite of the I don't want to use the word militarization again, in spite of the presence, heavy presence of security people. People should go out and exercise their rights. It's a right, it's a civil right. Nobody can take that right from you. It's your right. But I don't think we even understand the strength, the power of that paper, the ballot paper. It's your power. Because just one paper can change the situation. Just one paper. I know of people in this country who have won elections, perhaps at the lower pedestal, by just 2 votes.
Yes.
2-3 votes. Yes. And people must look carefully. Vote according to your conscience, that's one. Vote according to what is there. The ballot paper. There should be no room for ambiguity. You want to vote for party A, you want to vote for party B, or you want to vote for party C. Sometimes they term 3 papers, they term 3 parties. I guess that's the duty of the political parties. They should have enlightened their people well enough in advance that, look, if the symbol of our party is a mountain, put it on the mountain. Some will go and put it on a camel.
Yes.
Tell me the correlation between a mountain and a camel. But our people do it. Illiterates do these things more, and I think that should be the duty of the political parties
to
enlighten their people. Yes.
Well, thank you so much, Dr. Igariba. On this note, I want to say thank you so much. That's been quite enlightening. But as usual, even though Dr. Igariba has gone round with all as regards this election, I know that he still has something in his kitty to say to you.
The only thing is, tomorrow all electioneering campaigns stop. That's the provision of the law. So if you infringe, you are doing that at your own peril. Okay? Even television stations, radio stations should not carry adverts at all that have to do with promoting one party or the other. They should know that. I mean, anyway, they should know that. So please, no violence, no ballot box snatching, no arson. We've said all of this over and over again. I'm repeating them for the sake of emphasis. The youth particularly, those are the guys they use to perpetrate all these things. The youth should keep within limits. Because those who are asking you to go out and cause mayhem, they will never ask their children to do it. So why must you put your life on the line for a political party that in any case will not even remember you, after the victory? So it's an advice for the youth: keep within limits. The women, they form a very large proportion when it comes to voting power. Don't take money that will not change your life. Some will say, it's our money, I will take 2,000 or 3,000 from them. Why must you take it in the first place? For those who didn't hear when I said it, the cliche is, you dine with the devil with a long spoon. Why must you dine with the devil at all? You don't even need a long spoon. You don't need any spoon at all because you're not going to dine with the devil. That money they are going to give you, it cannot change your life, cannot change your fortune. It's not going to pay the school fees of your children. You take it, before you get home, you buy one or two things, the money is finished. And you have not voted according to your conscience. So vote according to your conscience and be sure that, yes, it's between you and your God. That's why it's a secret, open ballot system. You collect the paper openly. You go into the box, and at that point, it's between you, your conscience, and your God. Yes. You vote, and nobody's going to see you. So you vote, shield it away from the people. I have seen this. What they used to do, some of the voters, what they used to do, after thumb printing, you fold it and you go and drop. They will now spread it across like this to show the agents that you see, now I have voted for you because of the money I collected.
Exactly.
I mean, that is terrible. Exactly. They do it. That's terrible. That is where security agents should play their role properly. Fold it. That's what the law says. Fold it neatly and go and keep in the box. Some of them, they still open it.
Just to...
Yes, and they in the open.
Yes.
They turn to the agents. See, as a confirmation of the pact. Confirmation of the pact, that evil covenant. They will show it to them. See it, I've voted for you, party A or party B or party C. And then after that, they go and drop. Some even do it to the extent that it is after you show them, they will call you to a corner, take your money. And you have done very well. Well, this is terrible for democracy.
Quite some work.
It is terrible.
Quite some work for.
They show it openly. Exactly. You've seen it. We all see it. They show it openly to confirm their allegiance.
Yes.
To that pact. After that, they drop it in the box and they go into a corner. In fact, there was even a more ridiculous case where I voted last year. The woman in question did that. And when she went to the spot where she was supposed to be paid, they said the money was finished. No, now go pay me today. So it said the money was finished. So they had to go for reinforcement. So we have such situations.
Well, I'm quite happy that it is ending on this note that we're actually laughing about this. But then, it is not going to be a laughable situation on Saturday if Inec does not actually live up to the expectations of the Edo people. On this note, I want to say thanks for watching. For those of you who are just joining in and you want to reach us on Providence Television International, just go down to your YouTube and simply type in Providence Television International and click on the subscribe button. And like my boss would always say, and you're good to go. For all those who have stayed with us, I want to say once again, thanks for watching. Please stay tuned.
At last, the glorious days of television are back. Welcome to Providence Television International, founded and powered by the one and only Emmanuel Igariba, the multiple award-winning producer. Providence Television International, reaching out to the world with very attractive and irresistible programs. With Providence Television International, it will be pleasure unlimited. We are also at your service for social event coverages and live streaming on our channel. You can reach us at our corporate headquarters, 42 Igbesaman Street, Benin City, or telephone 08033 511 599. And to connect with us on live transmission, simply log on to YouTube and then type Providence Television International and you're good to go. Subscribe and let us give you the utmost satisfaction on television. It's a promise. Providence Television International, the game changer.